Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
Oh, warming up. Welcome to Attention Deficit Drumming. I'm Brian Burwell, the Dogboy. We're doing a show today, and I'm breaking sticks. I'm going to find me another one, something to use that I can get by with.
You were actually early today.
I was early
It's
today.
amazing.
Yeah, I had to go to the bank. Had to put money in so I can keep the lights on. All right. That's no joke, by the way. What was I going to say? We're on a slim down version today. One of our guys is not here, Ben.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, you know, look at, we're still changing angles. We're doing all that stuff. I've got the blue V-neck shirt on, so I'm feeling sexy.
That means it's always a good show when that happens.
Yeah, I was actually had a orange shirt on that was very bright and exciting, and my wife was like, "No, sure makes you look fat."
That's too exciting for the world. Just save that inside.
I'll just say that inside. So, that last tune, the fusion-y kind of tune, bo-do-do-ga-da, bo-bo-bo. I really like the solo over that, but boy, it's just, you know, jumping right in. The ideas weren't flowing, so I actually held a lot back just because I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling, or the fast, crazy stuff and the crazy licks. So that first lesson nugget today is when you are in that situation, you don't feel comfortable or something's not happening. A lot of musicians I've found over the years tend to do the opposite of what you're supposed to do. What they tend to do is they tend to rush, they get excited, they play louder, and they try to play more to really cover up the fact that they don't know what's going on in the song. And I was trying to do that at first and then realized I wasn't pulling off some of the licks and some of the things that I was thinking in my head. So I started bringing it back. And that's what you want to do. You want to bring it back. You want to bring it back home.
Pull it back in.
Yeah, it's always better, by the way. Other musicians will appreciate you more as a drummer. This is coming from the drummer's standpoint. If you take your time, you relax, don't try to... I'll give you an example. When I was 20 and was working for PV Electronics, this company that made these drums, I was working for them doing the drums, actually training people how to build the drums. And I was young, I was 20, and living in Mississippi, my first place away from home. And I started playing with all these older cats, you know, guys who are probably the age I am right now. And we were doing blues. And I wasn't that comfortable with blues. For one, I hadn't played a lot of it. I'd done a lot of jazz, but not very well. This is like high school jazz band stuff and some college things. And I was more of a rocker, progressive rock guy. So, and because I was young, I was trying to show everybody, look, I could play. And I wanted to play the things I was most comfortable with or that I was best at least what I think I was best at. And that was not working. And the older cats were just like, hey, dude, this is blues. You got to lay back, play next to nothing. It's about the guitar player and the vocals that are going on, and you're just stepping over everybody. And I had to kind of step back and go, boy, they were right. Because I'd listen to recordings and just go, yeah, I like what I'm playing, but it has nothing to do with what's going on with the band and with the music. It was all just, look at what I can do. I could do this lick. I could fit this lick in that spot. And so I would do it, as opposed to going, this lick really musically isn't going to work. It's going to make me look cool all on its own, but it's not going to work with the music. So another piece of advice, it's always best to be the worst one in the band. Then you'll get better. Well, to a certain extent, I tell my students, you know, if you get in a band with your buddies, and if you're getting all the adulation and the band is built around you, you're the best player, and everybody else isn't up to your level, all that's going to do, you might be pulling them up, but they might be pulling you down also. So it's really good to play with older guys, girls, people that can really teach you something, and you have to be extremely open. I think I've made my career as a session drummer from number one, being super open to anything and really taking the criticism. when I'd hear something and somebody would go, dude, not everybody is really good at laying out their criticism well. Sometimes they just go, dude, that sucked, that was horrible, and they might not even explain why, and then you have to figure out why, blah, 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 getting on a tangent on that. But yes, keep your ears open, listen, be happy. When you're in a session, don't be a bummer. Don't be this guy.
Don't be that bummer.
No, and you know what? I also learned to keep my mouth shut a lot in the studio because some people really want you to, oh, give us your ideas. And since I've been a drummer forever, a lot of times I get left to my own devices. They'll be like, we hired you because we know you could play and we want you to come up with things. That's a whole different thing than going into the studio, especially being young and not knowing what you're doing. It's better to keep your mouth shut and listen and learn. Learn from everybody. Take the advice, take the criticism. If you have to, bury it deep down inside so you don't come back with some quip that makes you look like a jerk. Because I know, I've been out in Los Angeles for a long time, and I know a ton of drummers who are better at everything than I am. But some of them are what we call artists or delicate geniuses, where I've gotten gigs or sessions or replaced people where it didn't even have to do with their playing. It was just, I can't be in the room with this dude any longer. And on the road, that's a big one. I tell all my students, I go, you know what? You're only performing about an hour a night, and then you've got 23 hours that you have to live with somebody on a tour bus or travel with all the time. It's really, really close. It's like closer than a lot of families are, and weird stuff can pop out of people. You go through an audition practice. I won't say the band, but there was and I won't even say the instrument, but we had auditions, found a musician for the band that we thought he was just a great player. A little quirky, but great player. And then about a week into touring, he got a Greyhound bus ticket home. And we actually flew somebody else out to finish the tour. And it was 100% just didn't get along with anybody in the band. After you spent all that time with them, they're like, man, this guy's weird. And he's not gelling with us in any way. And also on tour, that was a big, big thing. I didn't keep my mouth shut, but I was the funny guy or fun to be around. I never complained, ever. And, a lot of times people think, and we had this with one of the bands, where we had two guitar players that were very young. I think they were 20 when they got the gig. And they didn't realize how much work it was going to be. They thought, oh, we're going to play, woo, be awesome on stage and really kick butt, and it's amazing. And then afterwards, they're just chasing chicks and not helping load the tour bus with the gear. And we had to fix them of that. So after one of the gigs, they had to roadie everything, the whole show for the whole band. We had 3 guitar players in the band, bass player, drums, and singer. And we didn't have a keyboard player on that tour, and they had to take compelling. That's right. Had to load the back of the bus and the U-Haul all by themselves while we just sat there and watched them. It was awesome. But yeah, there's a lot of work. My story jumps all over the place.
You think so?
I wanted to get back to
Dude, just teach some drums.
That's what I'm going to do.
Shut up.
I got so far off.
God, dude.
We're going to go, it was blues.
This is why you get this load. Look at.
What? Compelling stories from the Dogboy this summer. Whatever we got.
I gotta
don't
fix
know.
that.
All
But,
right. So this is
All
where
right,
I was
you
getting.
know
I
what?
was
Okay,
getting
I'm
about,
sorry. I'm sorry. You took too long. We got to do another song.
I'm ready. And
Some
then
people left and for they fell asleep. Whatever you were doing.
I have no idea what you're going to play me.
All right, mute your mic.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, I got to mute my mic.
Yep, mute your mic.
I don't have someone to do it for me.
Amazing. Nope. Nope. Almost.
Well, it's there we go.
Yeah.
I turned on my own microphone.
I'm somebody.
I could do it. Hey, that leads me into another story. No,
Do it. I don't care.
I just no. I was just gonna say, when I said learn as much as you can, I don't just mean on drums. Like when you're in the studio, keep your eyes open. Learn how the engineers and producers decide to mic the drums, what mics they use, how many they use, if a snare, top and bottom, all that stuff. The more you learn, the more you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
What's the first half?
War. It's a G.I. Joe reference. So
Is it?
knowing is half the battle. The other half is fighting, I'm assuming.
Spinning sticks.
Yeah. Cutting people.
Learning how to talk to women.
It's learning how to talk to women is the other half.
Why else do you get into music? That's the in.
All right.
That's the end. All right.
We need some paradiddles. People need to take shots. Hurry up.
Okay. Paradiddle.
Paradiddles?
I'm going to say it paradiddle. Here, I started talking about blues, and on my drive over here, I was thinking about the blues and how I suck at it. So let's work on some blues. A gentleman named Edgar Struble was the first person who taught me about the blues, and I just didn't listen to him very well because of all the problems I had playing it.
Sure.
But we have a couple. One is you just have to get your shuffle. This feel is paramount. I wanted to use the word paramount because it's a cool word.
I love their movies.
And I noticed many students, including me back in the day, had a really hard time with shuffles. A lot of it comes down to technique, I've found. You can't just force it. You can't play it like a rock beat where you can get by playing straight eighth notes like this, and that's okay. And sometimes that feel is amazing. I tend to like to put in the interlope or the downward molar stroke and then an upstroke where I tap the stick. Excuse me, I'm going to cough.
Okay.
Down, up, down, up. So I use that technique, the molar stroke, for my shuffles and for my swingies. All that stuff. It's woo. Down, the hand opens up, and then on the way up, I close my hand and get another stroke. And then when I'm shuffling, I'm doing the same down up. I'm doing it in kind of it is a triplet feel. Let's see. 3 notes of a triplet. And what I'm doing is like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm taking out the middle note. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's what gives you 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, da, 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 da. And you can even see my motion here with my wrist, or on this camera, or on this camera. I don't know where there's cameras. Look at that wrist motion. Kind of push, pull.
Or did you want another camera?
No.
Here,
No,
I got
no.
it for you.
This is perfect.
Are
Right
you
here.
sure? Because look, here, why don't you bring it down a little bit? Yeah.
All right, so here.
Now that's knowledge.
But look at that arm stroke. And it's a great camera angle too. Yeah. Oh,
Jake,
yeah.
are you watching this? You gotta turn it on. Watch.
This is the camera angle for the ladies.
But you're not seeing it.
No. So this up and down motion, it's a big deal. It's a big deal to get comfortable with this, because even when it gets to rudiments, that motion is the key. It looks so bad.
We had to change angles. That didn't look appropriate.
So this push, pull, down, up, molar stroke, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, big words, college words. And you just have to get comfortable with this. There's no stress in my arm whatsoever. Look at how open my hand is in the where is this camera angle down here, because we do have technology. Look at how open my hand is. I'm not playing in German grip. You can do it that way. That's where the palm is down like that. But I tend to go up to French grip and I'm using my fingers quite a bit. It doesn't feel like it. That's the magic of this. What you have to do is you have to figure out, and this is up to you on your own, sitting and doing this, you have to self-police yourself. I keep running a tape in my head over and over again. Am I comfortable? Does it feel smooth? Is it coming out the way I want it to? Does it sound the way I want? Does the motion that I'm using with my arm equate to the sound that I want to hear out of the cymbal? Because remember, the cymbal isn't doing anything. The music is inside of you. Thank you, Victor Wooten, for that.
Yes.
That one. I just watched Victor Wooten on bass, and he was like, it's a language. It's true. He's like, you just want to talk, and you want to talk with your body.
You just want to dance.
Yeah, I just want to dance.
You just want to dance.
All right, so you work on this, and then that leads into your swingy swing, and we've got to get the left foot on the 2 and 4, like this. 1, 2, 3, right? And then look at how light, and I'm barely holding the stick. Look at how open my hand is. I want the stick to do the work. I just flick it with my fingers a little bit. I'm using no wrist motion right now. Now I'm going to swing it. Now on my bop, 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 I pull it upwards and then drop it down. Push, pull, push, pull. That's when I'm not totally doing molar. And then switch it to to a shuffle. Nice. Then we're going to add bass drum. We're going to feather it. Just 4 on the floor. We're working our way towards, I think, what they call a Detroit swing. There's probably 50 names for it, but it's an important one. It's one of the first ones I learned. And it's really taking both hands and swinging. Now, the way I'm playing it at this moment, I'm doing a full shuffle with the left hand, very light. I'm playing it off center. That's just because, well, 2 reasons I'm doing that. One, I like the way it sounds off center. The other is I actually get a little bit of a better rebound. Another big word, rebound. Not like in basketball.
Is it really?
Is it the same, really? I don't know. No, it's not a big, but rebound. The snare drum opens up. It's a little ringier, a little sloppier sounding too. I get a lot of snares compared to in the center. Hear that difference?
I hear it.
So if I'm playing, it could sound too heavy-handed because you want to have a very light touch in this kind of stuff. You don't want to be training through it like...
I can't hear you.
Right? What?
I can't hear you.
What do you mean you can't hear me?
I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Light here, I'll do shuffle both hands. Light. This is great left hand exercise. And that's pretty much it. I could switch to the swing beat. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. Maybe with this hand. Tend to not hear that one as much doing the swing pattern with the left hand. Now, the next thing you're going to try to add to this, because most of this is layering. When I was younger, I did most of my layering backwards. I would try to learn something as technically tough as I could, and then I slowly backed it down. I don't know why I did it that way. I think it was just because with the ADD, it was more interesting. It was so hard and so challenging, it kept my brain there. But when I would do bottom up, starting really simple and adding to it, I would get bored with the first exercise. And I'd either just try to move ahead too quick and not get really good at it. The better I kept getting at drums and at music, just listening, the simpler certain things became, or the way I would play them. And even my interest got more to where I got really into learning it meat and potatoes ground up. And I've said in the past also, I'm a foot up drummer. I really focused on my feet before my hands got any good, which in rock bands was great because I could do cool stuff with the feet, and people, oh, you're 16 and you're doing. It was just good for the ego, even though, like I said, getting my butt handed to me by the blues guys was because I spent all my time working on crazy chops. My timing was horrible. My consistency was horrible. And I didn't really find that out till I started playing with better musicians and started my first couple of times in the recording studio. All right, back to this pattern. And I'm very light. Same with the bass drum. You've also have to decide what playing situation you're in. Do you need a big fat backbeat and heavy bass drum, or is it better to play it light? Who are you getting in the way of is what you have to think about. All right, so now with the left hand going, we want to add backbeat in. Boy, that's a hard one to get comfortable and good. That's one of those when I'm on the gig, if I'm really feeling it, woo, I'll throw that in. A lot of times, you just do the backbeat. Then I start throwing in left hands, like I said, where people would say, oh, you're playing too busy. Again, you start bare bones. You might just go in a light playing situation. But this is another secret that I learned. Learn your rudiments and learn your doubles, all that stuff. Get to where you can play them super duper, super quiet or light. Big differences in dynamic make a big difference. Like if I go, I'm doing a double stroke roll and just sticking accents in. If I did that with the doubles up here, it's just, one, it's harder to do. The other is that snare drum's so annoying, it'll piss off everybody in the band. So you can learn to play little quiet diddles that most people won't notice. It'll help the groove. It's there subtle. Like, play it quiet, and it helps instead of hinders. Like, that's not cool. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't flow. And I will pull in, and this is a practice thing. And because of my ADD, I would practice, like, after a while, this. Boring. So I'd start just more of a jazz feel here. Just playing patterns. That's one of my favorites right here. Let me explain what I'm doing. I'm playing the swing beat. And then I'm playing 2 notes of the triplet. And where I'm placing them is the second 2 notes. So of the 3 notes, 2 of them, or the first one is the one out. So if I don't swing, I'm doing this, right, left, left. So let me... Well, you can move that around. And look at how little effort my left hand is doing. It's a real struggle to get students proficient enough to do their doubles like that, where I just drop the hand, and then on my way up, I kind of close the hand to get a very light double. At really fast speeds, then I just mush it, but... Woo! Now I'll swing and get the ding, got the ding, got the ding, got the ding. The hard part is trying to keep that left hand going nice little impressive lick in the middle of there. It sounds busier than it really is, or it sounds like more is going on. It's because that first note of the triplet is taken up by the ride cymbal, so it sounds like you're almost rolling. Sweet. That's enough of that. That's enough of that one. The other, just a regular shuffle on the hi-hat, and just. Now I'm doing more backbeat. Am I getting snores in the background?
No.
No?
I got sniffles, man. I'm not snoring.
I know it's.
Some people might be, though.
Should we play a song? Because I just did like 20 minutes of one.
It seemed like 20 minutes, but it was really only like 5.
God.
Right?
Are we done? Are we done yet?
Right. I don't know what song this is, so.
Either do I.
Try this.
Here
we go.
I like when they just throw songs at me.
You got to mute your mic.
Oh, I got to mute my mic.
Got to mute your mic.
Mute my mic for you.
Slow jam. Wow. Wow. I'm thinking maybe next time
Testing.
we should
Testing. Oh. We
we
should what?
should maybe pre-pick these songs first.
Everyone's a sleeper?
Yeah, everyone fell asleep on that song for sure.
Well, as I'm playing it, I was thinking, what am I doing in this? And I think it's harder to play slower songs than it is faster songs.
Okay.
Because you don't have the subdivision if you're playing slow. There's so much space in between to make mistakes.
Sure.
You could subdivide.
Mm-hmm.
I do that. I could. I find it. And sometimes on the slower tunes, it takes me longer to find the groove. On this one, I was doing little hi-hat things where I was playing on the ands, trying to show off a lot of left-handed stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on if that was a session I was doing, for real, I would probably play next to nothing on it. I would just stick to a basic groove. It depends on what the producer would want. If they're going, play it smooth jazz. But if we were going for a pop sensibility, I would just go like... I can almost not help doing these 3/16 notes, because in that song there's all these really cool shaker parts, and I just hear, instead of just this, I hear every once in a while, and I just end up doing it. If someone told me not to, I would take it out, but I just want to put it in, like... And I'm doing the 3/16 notes into an and. And as an artistic expression, or I just am not very good at holding it totally steady. I tend to think globally on the drum kit. I'm not just thinking one hand. When I'm practicing, I will, and for years, work on each individual thing, but it's really about getting them all together. And when I focus, or not focus, when I'm hearing it inside my soul, if I'm playing... Like, I may not keep this hi-hat on that every time. When I start to take up the slack with the left hand, I could say that it's a brilliant thing that when I'm trying to leave space when I do left-hand stuff so that the hi-hat doesn't interfere sonically and sound-wise. That would just be what you hear a lot of.
Why are you laughing?
Because I run into these types of guys all the time that just are, it's just BS.
The meat?
They're just, trying to sound smart. Really, what I'm doing is I'm hearing that, and then when I go to do a diddle pattern that I'm hearing in my head, my hand will go straight for it. So it moves around a bit. And it's just because that's how I'm hearing it in my head, and it's coming out that way. It's not a practice thing I've done. It's from years of practicing and also trying to hone my own vibe, even though nothing that I've ever played is original, I don't think, because every time I think I've made up something from literally when I was 16 to now, I find online someone has done it. So anything that I thought, dude, I came up with that, I would find. I think it was, I really need a double pedal to do it comfortably. But one of my exercises that I came up with on my own and then immediately saw Virgil Donati do it was taking paradiddles.
Oh, whoa. What'd you do?
Paradiddles.
Oh, man, you just said it.
I said it.
Woo!
By the way, if
paradiddles!
If you don't know, it's a new type of drinking game.
Say it again.
It could be soda paradiddle.
Woo!
Every time that's said or maybe even played, you should have a drink of soda or whatever libation. I said libation. Again, I'm trying to sound smart. That's a knowledge. All right, so check this out. I don't know if I could do this without double pedal. So I'm doing paradiddles with the feet. Then I'll do paradiddles with the hands. Then I'll change the speed of the paradiddle with the hands. That's hard. That's way, in my opinion, because I can get a certain flow with the double pedal. I can do faster paradiddle, like. Yeah, that's so hard to do with the left hat foot. All right, so check this out. And I've seen people do this now. So try to do the paradiddle opposite.
Oh.
So the left hand hits when the right foot hits, and they just are going cross from each other. So let's see if I could. And then I went to 16th notes, 16th note paradiddles against the, I don't know, I guess whatever my feet are playing, quarter note paradiddles. You could do the table of time, blah, blah, blah. Here's a good one. Let's see if I can think of it. I can't do it. I can't do it. In between. I can do it. I've done it before. I just haven't practiced it. So you'd go like, oh, I had it. I'm going to do it again.
Do it.
I have to ramp this up. Paradiddle. I can't say it. Holy cow. Because it'd be paradiddle. Oh, and my hands are backwards from my feet. Doesn't sound like much, but it's a great exercise. There, it just happened by accident. And by the way, some of the stuff that I do, I come up with it purely by accident. Like that was accidental. I started left hand, right foot, like I can't say it and do it. Here's another one. So doubles with the hands. Easier to hear it split up like this. That's hard. So it's paradiddles with the feet, slow. Paradiddle. And then I'm taking the hands and moving them up the table of time. And what are you laughing? Laughing because it's the paradiddle sign? Or
The paradiddle sign's awesome.
I love it. I love it. Boy, paradiddle. People, today is, we'll call this episode Getting Hammered on Paradiddles. Woo! That's a really cool exercise. By the way, you could take that fundamental exercise, do any foot pattern. Like, I'm way more comfortable with right, left with the foot.
Hey, so real fast,
Yes.
look at chat.
Yep.
What
Yeah, look at chat.
broke
Boom.
it. Whoa. All right. So, anyways, so is paradiddle right, right, followed by a left, left.
Yes. Yes, it is. Right, left, left. Normally, when you practice it, you'll accent or play harder on the very first hit of the grouping of four. So right, left. It will really help you with your flow, having that accent or knowing where you are in the paradiddle. You'll notice my wrist motion too. Look at that right hand. Love those. So you go paradiddle, Yep. And I'm telling you, the paradiddle, I learned it my first day of drum lessons, and it really stuck. So now that I'm on the paradiddle, let's see. I'm just going to come up with a wickedly hard exercise, maybe. So we take the samba, which is normally, well, we'll build this. So I'm doing the right foot slide technique on the bass drum, and then let's do our paradiddles. Yeah. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. goal is to have those feet not change. Now I'm going to try with the left foot playing in 3. So now it's 3 against 2. I don't know if you can hear that pattern. Not that. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Wow, watch those feet. You'll see me bounce all 3. Now paradiddles. That's an awesome exercise. So paradiddles, going up the table of time, right foot doing samba. Mentally, by the way, I'm think this. This is how I'm thinking of it. That's how I keep track of it. And then the slide, after years of practicing it, it just happens. I hear that in my head, but I think of it as a burp. That's what's happening. Oh, yeah. I just slide into the downbeat. A 1, a 1, a 1. Easiest way to count stuff, too, by the way, is just to count to 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Play anything.
Now that's
knowledge.
knowledge.
The more you know. I want that. Whatever that sound is.
I don't think it's on. I don't think they hear it.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You don't know. You don't know.
I don't know. Loss of knowledge. Let's see. Bayonne pattern. Or with the foot, this pattern. Very Latin or Afro-Cuban. I'm not sure what the origins are. And then do the paradiddles. Now I'm in the 3 with the left foot. I can't. That one I could do some other stuff, but I've never done the paradiddle exercise against the 3 and the Bayonne. Oh, that's tough. I have to show something now. ADD.
Really fast.
Okay, it's that Bayonne pattern, but then you do the Bayonne pattern with this foot.
No.
What?
It's close to the end of the show, and
Woo!
you know, I probably should have checked with Ben if there was an actual dog tracks track. I just realized it right now.
Oh.
Well,
if we have,
if anybody's watching right now, that 3 people, can you guys, if anyone's got a song they want to send to us, feel free. While we're waiting, here you go. Here's a little fun thing for you.
What is it? Oh, Brian's favorite food.
Is it tacos? Is it pizza? Is it brown rice?
This is a trick one because it could be a taco pizza with brown rice in it.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
What are you thinking? What is Brian's favorite food?
What if it's none of those?
No, it has to be one of these.
Oh, because I was going to say la bouche des contes. What? What's that?
Nobody knows what that is.
I know, but think about it for a while.
Les compétents, no?
Oui, oui. French fries.
Bit of French fries.
Over here. Like a burger.
Yeah,
burger
give me the
and
face,
fries. I would like some freedom fries.
All right. What is it? Is it tacos? Is it pizza? Or is it brown rice?
Look at me.
Look at me and tell me what Brian's
Let's
favorite
say
food
it's not brown rice.
is. No. Are you sure?
It's not, yeah. Well, out of those, it would be pizza probably.
Nope, you're wrong.
I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Dang it.
It is not pizza. It is brown rice. Oh man. Who knew? Brown rice.
Dude, I should have known that. I should have known it.
You had the inside scoop and you messed it up.
Oh, this is a lot of
This is
fun.
bizarre. All right, so guess what time it is?
Is it time to play a song?
Almost.
Are we? Is it
My
time to
title
play a
is
song
still
that
rendering.
will be cut out if it's ever been heard on any format anywhere ever?
Oh, we gonna do that?
I don't know. I just
Or are we
I
gonna
know
do
the
that?
algorithms will take it out, even though this is education and it's supposed to be up there. I just watched a whole video on that exact topic, the fair use topic.
What is the fair use topic? Break it down. for me.
Well, you're supposed to be able to use songs for critiquing and for education, doing this exact thing.
Oh, so we're good.
But the algorithms will pull it down first, and then it goes to whatever company owns the copyright,
Okay.
such as, let's say, for instance, Universal Music Group. So it goes to them, and they make the decision to have it taken out, which will actually automatically happen. But then if you wanted to, let's say it was on YouTube, you wouldn't petition YouTube. You have to go to Universal Music Group and petition them, and they will not agree. Found that out.
At
At least at this point, till a bunch of us get together and do a class action lawsuit.
All right. Well, until then,
Right,
when I have enough motivation to do that.
Zero.
Zero.
No.
Let me finding a song. I'm finding a song, and I think this is a good quality song. I just gotta find it. We did this a ways back, and I think you enjoy doing this song.
Oh boy.
I know, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I never know what's coming.
I know. That's why it's amazing.
I know I like this. We're telling secrets here.
Secret.
I love it.
Secrets.
I like pizza, Steve. I like pizza. I like a lot. That's great.
I
Let's
like
do
pizza like a lot. Okay.
How you
All
guys
right.
doing? All right, I'm ready.
Real fast. I don't know if we actually have a track or not. I have to go and search through our database. If we do not have a track, please submit tracks.
Yes.
I
have someone to call too immediately when we're done to see if
ya?
he'll send
Good.
it to. Because he
Yes.
just emailed me asking if we could do a song on the show, and I said yes.
Okay.
And I didn't follow up.
Great,
Sounds
perfect.
like me.
All right. So you guys know what time it is?
What time is it? Last song.
Bubbles.
That's my favorite song.
It's time for the
I don't know
last
this
song.
one.
Well, I don't know what song. I mean, it's just.
What do you think about the blue shirt? Is it sexy?
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Not
All
a
right,
fan.
everybody, stick around afterwards.
I
Hopefully, we'll be
blend-
having a dog tracks. Dog tracks. Okay, Brian, mute your microphone.
Oh yeah. I blend
Here
into
we
the
go.
background. All right.
Less conversation, a little more action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less fun. A little less bite, a little more spark. Close your mouth and open up your heart and maybe satisfy me. Satisfy me, baby. Baby, close your eyes and listen to the music. Dig to the summer breeze. It's grooving and I can show you how to use it. Come along with me and put your mind at ease. Less conversation, a little more action. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less fun. A little less bite, a little more spark. Oh yeah, open up your heart and maybe satisfy me. Satisfy me, baby. Come on, baby, I'm tired of talking. Grab your coat and let's start walking.